Which is why I like it.
What about it? Far up there. Okay, we're getting there. So I have some remarks to make to introduce our ceremonies, our celebration this morning. But I thought first, since it's been so noisy and kind of confused a little bit, a lot of activity, that we might just take a couple of minutes and allow ourselves to settle a little bit. So first of all, welcome to all of you. And like I like to say, especially to those of you who are here for the first time, probably more of you than ever before. So I was going to speak without a microphone and stand up, but I'm thinking probably easier for people to hear with the microphone, and then I don't have to hold the mic, and then it modulates, and so many problems. I want to begin with a story. Maybe end with one. In the late 1950s, there was a renowned meditator who left Tibet and went to India. He was so renowned that even the Dalai Lama requested teachings from him on a number of occasions. And his name was Kalu Rinpoche. And in the early 70s, he traveled to the West, and as renowned as one of the greatest meditation masters of the century, maybe not because he was renowned, but because he actually was that. Everywhere he went, it appeared that meditation centers, Buddhist meditation centers, just naturally arose. And many of those centers, maybe the majority of them, are still in existence in some form or another, small or large. And this center is one of them. So he visited Portland in 1976, and this center was founded then. As is always true when you put human beings together in one place, things did not always go so well. Sometimes there were issues of territory. I like the comment that has been made in a number of different contexts, so I'll just put it in the context, in the form that would apply in this case. The Dharma Center would be a really nice place if it just weren't for all the people who came. While that's humorous, of course, when we don't feel that way, when we feel that way, then it feels really like a bite. It hurts. And Kalu Rinpoche didn't visit the West so often, but when he did, everything got turned around and big changes occurred every time. And of course he would see the insular quality and the territorial issues, and then he was known for always pushing and saying, "You do not own this center." So he was always teaching and exemplifying that the centers, the physical structures included, as well as all of the teachings, did not belong to him or to anyone else. Well, actually, that's not quite true. They belong to everyone. So he made a big deal out of that. He would get us all together and chastise us. Of course, what he said, when he said it, was clearly true. But that recognition of the truth sometimes vanished after he left, so it had to be repeated on a biannual basis. Sometimes even simple things are hard to implement. Kalu Rinpoche's closest disciple was another renowned Lama, another renowned meditator, Boka Rinpoche. There was a monastery, there still is a monastery in Mirik, India that bears his name. And you could go there up until the time of his passing in 2004 and have a conversation with this great person. Even though the monastery was named after him, he could do almost anything he wanted there. He always said, "I'm a mere guest." Passing through. Again, clearly the truth, and in 2004, I guess in some sense you could say he made good on his teaching. He passed away. Of course, we're all passing through. But generally speaking, we only experience the passing of others. And so we come to have this experience that actually doesn't apply to us. And we know conceptually that's not true, but that's not necessarily our experience. We love great religious and spiritual teachers who tell the truth. And we love them not just because they tell the truth, but also because they show us how to experience it. And of course, at least as important is the fact that they live the truth. And so we see it on a regular basis. Boka Rinpoche passed away in 2004. About 4 to 5 years before that, he gave us some very serious advice, which was to make it a priority to establish long retreats and make those long retreats available to interested and qualified individuals. The conversation was much more than this and actually quite interesting, but we don't have time for all of that today. Suffice it to say, we took his advice. We figured it would take 3 or 4 years. Instead, it took 3 times that. But today, we have the ability to gather together and celebrate our first long retreat. I thought it would be nice to stop for a moment and ponder one of our most favorite and obvious teachings. What do we call the truth of interdependence? The truth of interdependence. If we look around, we see people that we know. We see people we don't know. You might be looking at someone who has been connected to this Dharma Center for approximately 40 years. Studying and practicing for 40 years. You might be looking at somebody who came here because they were interested but haven't done much yet. You might be looking at someone who has already done one or more one-year retreat. They are in this room. You might be looking at someone who has done a 3+ year retreat. They are in this room. Some are no doubt here despite the fact that they have no interest. Special welcome to you. To the truth of interdependence, which I think is not a truth that is exclusively Buddhist, due to the things that we have done with our bodies and our speech and our minds, with each other over a very long period of time. We find ourselves today in this room together, in some cases for the first time. Due to the truth of interdependence. And this truth of interdependence is why we say this retreat does not belong to the retreatants. It does not belong to the teachers of the retreat. It doesn't belong to the people who are not doing the retreat, or to those who worked the hardest to make the retreat possible, or to those who walked in when it was finished. We like to say, it is our retreat, with a capital O. When it comes to what we consider to be the seeds of happiness, the causes of abandoning the causes of suffering, the joy that we take in the goodness of good things, and our growing sense of caring about all beings, these things do not belong to anyone. They belong to all of us. We all wish to embody, I think, safe to say, compassion for the suffering of others, and the wish that they would be free of suffering, loving kindness for others, and the wish that they would experience only happiness, joy at our connection with others, and joy at seeing others do things which bring joy to others. We could elaborate on that for the rest of the day. And our genuine growing sense of equanimity, not only in relationship to others, but also in relationship to our own experience. We all value these things. And so today is an opportunity for us to look at, speak to, the retreatants and say that we will make an effort to continually support your efforts. And they, of course, will hold the aspiration, and we will remind them of the need for them to continually make the effort on our behalf also. And in this way, over more time, gradually, the retreat becomes more our retreat. It is our retreat. Not just those of us in this room or this center or those of us in the Buddhist tradition, but in the sense of the goodness that we experience and rejoice in no matter where we see it. So now, again, let me just say how much I appreciate all of you coming to celebrate this first retreat and to celebrate this particular group of retreatants that they have made the effort, which is not small, to get ready for a long retreat. Not small in relationship to their relationships with others. Always, it's a little difficult. So it's good to acknowledge what it is that we share, the rejoicing, the goodness of it, and our aspiration to have the experience of the retreat being our retreat. So now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Julia. Was I supposed to do something more? Sure. All right, I'm going to introduce the retreatants. Let's see. Okay, now I'm suddenly seeing all the issues in there. Okay, hold your applause until the very end. So, not all of the retreatants are here. So I need to, this is in actually the order of their rooms assigned. So it's not exactly random, but as far as you're concerned, it will be. So just a name, and if you would, like, could you stand up so everybody can just see you? So that after this, you know who to get. Peggy Ensign. Peggy Ensign. Oh, yes. Hold her up, hold her up. What? No, that's coming. Oh, okay.
One more.
Okay, we're coming here. Let's go. We got a lot to do. Say your name, your last name. Bajornbach. Anders Bajornbach. I think you are our only monk. Thanks, Anders. Welcome forward for a few days. Peter Wood. Thank you. Is Jane Harden here?
No, she is
No,
not.
she's not.
No, she did not come tonight.
Not everybody come to this. Needless to say, we're a week away. Because people are not actually sitting around on their hands too much. Kathy Newman. Bryce Kaysen. Adele Hilson. Adele's not here. Okay, hearts.
This is true humility, trying to stand up. Thank you.
Kathleen Heron. Kathleen Heron. Peg Swift? Yes, you are here. Where'd the flowers come from? Bonnie McLean. Bonnie McLean. We'd have to carry everybody out of it. Is Maria Von Gool here? I didn't see her. That's it. Did I miss one? How did I miss that? Oh, I did. I skipped it. Okay, Julie Hurliker. Yes. Sorry. We'll call it an auspicious sign. Because we can. Did I miss anyone? Oh, no, I mentioned Adele, but she's not here.
Yes.
Yeah. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Julia.
I just want to assure you that Julie Hurliker has a room. Don't panic. And if you do a retreat, we'll give you a room too. It isn't very often, and maybe not yet, have all of us come together in one place, and so we don't have a lot of time today, but we wondered if there was anyone among family and friends who had anything that they wanted to say. And that we understand that we're a small group and we don't have all afternoon, and I'm suddenly feeling like, why did we not plan this to last until midnight? But maybe you had something that you wanted to say, and we just wanted to make a little bit of space for that. So if no one does, it's okay, but if you do, you're welcome to speak if you can stand up. Yeah.
This is to Kay. I just want to hear you say that musical term one more time, because I won't hear it for a whole year. Is it poompa or
The Doha? No.
there's something you always talk about the drum roll. There's a term you use that I just think is so cool.
Rhonda's a musician.
Wopa is when you're rolling.
Oh, I just say a drum roll?
But no, there's a word that you use.
This is how the lineage gets lost.
I have a whole year to think of it.
Are you sure you're not talking about?
No, I'm talking about you. When you're telling me when to do the roll, there's a word you use, and I think it's so sweet, and I'm going to miss it for a year.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, you'll remember it when you go home.
It could be that it's something I need.
It is. I believe it is. That's why I wanted to.
All right, so now she'll spend the rest of this time thinking about that. But in the meantime, anybody else?
I'll say something.
Hopes and fears.
Yeah, this is Melinda Bell.
Yeah, I just, everybody here has such special qualities that they bring, and it's just sort of that feeling of, oh, there's Julie Hurliker-ness. There's Peter Woodness, and I will miss that. I will truly miss that. And I love you all, and I'm so happy. I'm happy for you. And thank you, Anders, for coming and being part of the retreat. That was exciting to know that there was going to be a monk on retreat. From Sarah Harding.
Sarah's always been good to us, given us many good things. So we're counting on it. Anyone else have a word?
Well, I'll just say I really wish all the best for all of you, support what you're doing, and wish you all the best in your aspirations. So.
Are you Kay's daughter?
Yes.
Thank you for your generosity, loaning us your mother. We promise to take best care of her ever, and I personally...
I expect to get her back.
Yeah. Okay. Let it be known that she's only on loan. She is not, we think she's a keeper, but she goes back to you. I heard you say that, and I bet back to your dad, too. And I think as a community, we want you to know that if there's something that we can do for you, a conversation or anything like that, you are most welcome here at any time. And if you want us to come to you, we'll do that. Yeah. Anybody else? We could open it also to retreatants if you have a few words, anything that you would like to say to this group. You are also welcome to join in. You can. This is Jake, who's part of our staff at SCOL.
I have had some time to get to know each of you a little bit, and I actually
Can't hear you.
Louder.
Okay.
Hang on, Jake.
Loud too.
There you go.
How's this?
Good.
Okay. I've had some time to meet with pretty much everybody here, aside from Anders, and I am feeling very just excited about having seen all of the family support and the spousal support, and just to kind of get the sense that it really is ours, our retreat. It's so much more than just the individuals going in. And then for me, I just feel so incredibly blessed to have this opportunity to then kind of like be a part of that weave that's so close to it, I guess. I mean, everybody's going to have their own unique experience from this. I just feel really, really excited about the experience that I'm going to have. All right. Betta actually has a really good scream. When we had a bonfire the other day, you had a great enthusiastic yell for the bonfire. But anyway, did you want to say something about that?
Thanks, Jake. I just want to say thank you to everybody, and many wonderful wishes on all the retreatants when they do their 1 year, and to all the families and the support. Thank you.
Betta is also on our staff. She's one of the 2 cooks for the 1 year retreat, so she's made quite a commitment. Anybody else have a little snippet of something they'd like to say?
This is for the retreatants. No, I'm not going to sing. No, but I don't know, I was thinking like what would help me. And I was thinking, like there's a lot of energy around right now, a lot of feeling of support and everything, but maybe 6 or 7 months down the line, and it's, 4:15 on a Thursday morning, and it's shamatha again. Just to maybe know that we're all here and all loving you and thinking of you and praying for you, and to know that there's a soft cushion here from the Sangha for you. So during those hard moments, you can feel that maybe. Thank you.
Okay, Jikan, I'm pretty sure the mic will not make it to you. Can you poke your head in the door and raise your voice, or come this way?
Right under the slide.
That mic.
I can just speak really loud.
Jikan's our other cook.
You're all very precious. Thank you for supporting my practice.
Jikan comes to us from Great Vow Zen community, with whom KCC's had a very nice collaborative relationship for more than a decade, so we feel very lucky to have both of our cooks. It's a big commitment, a lot of work. Anyone else? Yes. Can you? Yeah. Please do.
I just had a spontaneous image that came to me, and I guess I feel I want to share it. It felt to me like we were preparing to send people off on a journey. And the image that came to me is like, one day people will go to Mars. So it's like we're sending people away on a journey to Mars, and they're going to go there and come back in here. Except instead of outer space, this is a journey to inner space. I remember that Alan Wallace once said that the Western civilization has been very good at kind of learning about and understanding and analyzing the physical universe. And the focus has been out there into the world, which is why we've been able to have all these scientific accomplishments and technology and master the world. But while the West has been doing that, the East has been focusing on turning the mind to focus inward, inner space. A whole different thing that the West knows very little about. And I just got, because I'm not really a part of KCC, except I have friends who are here, that's what this is really about. It's like sending somebody off, or a group of people off to explore Mars or some unknown territory, but instead of out there, in the solar system, it's in here in the recesses of consciousness. And so it really is our experience, and it just made me realize what a amazing and precious thing this is, because it doesn't happen very often. So I'm very honored to be here and, be a part of this moment. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Yes, Tara.
Well, I almost got worn out with the waiting. It's been, for me, 39 years in the Dharma, and I've seen lots of bumps and warts and lots of flowers. This looks like one of the flowers. And that's what I have to say.
Thank you. Tara Sullivan is Lama Michael's wife. Anyone else? Yes. Kay already said this by email beautifully, and I think we all feel the same way as this group of retreatants, that the extent of profound gratitude that we feel to Lama Michael, to Bill, to Dora, to Julia, to Eric, to every single person in this room, the board, the volunteers, the staff at Sir Jules Lang. I mean, it has been, it's because of your continued effort and diligence and patience and aspirations that we're able to do this retreat. So, words can't even really put to extent the amount of gratitude and love that I think we all feel for you. So,
it's just amazing that this has come to fruition. And that's the test that shows the depth of the bodhicitta of the Lama and the Sangha. So thank you very much, all the teachers.
Where am I? This is Kathleen Heron, and I'm going by the name Zopa, which Lama Michael gave me a while ago. So I need to say this. Of course, the gratitude is huge. I'm one of the people who just stepped in, and there it is. Thank you. And I want to make a commitment to all of us, to our retreat, to use every moment well, very well. So I think if I make that commitment, it'll help. Okay. That's it.
I have to say one addition, and that's to my loving partner, Tamina, of 21 years, who has been on this journey and continues to be amazing support. And all of you have family and also friends that are supportive. So thank you to all of you as well.
This is Bonnie, and I have a couple, actually now 3 images. One is of the Sangha gathered together, holding us retreatants up on your shoulders. Then the other is of us retreatants holding the Sangha up on our shoulders. And the third, when I went out to look at the fence, I saw this marvelous gravel path going around within the boundary of the fence. And I started to test it out. I noticed a deer print. As I kept going, I noticed that there was a whole series of deer prints following the path within the fence. So I also have the image of us circumambulating, all of us, within the fence of our practice, being carried along by the deer and the squirrels and all the beings.
I want to thank all of you. I'm also a member of another group that practices. Then I see all of you sitting out there. There's some of you sitting out there. And I have an enormous gratitude for my husband, who is supporting this. As he likes to say, how can I miss you if you don't go away? And my 2 wonderful children, Genevieve and Jess, who are very supportive, and I miss them. But mostly it is that all of us, I feel, are generating this energy every time we practice. And that's people who practice past, present, and future. And it feeds us. And I'm so grateful for all of the opportunity I've had to receive these great teachings. And thank you all for being part of that. You're all my teachers. Oh, Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter. When I first started getting ready for this, I figured it'd just me going off like going into a cave, by myself, solitary. And it's been such a wonderful experience here, this outpouring of love and caring. but it's going both ways. It just feels like we're all in this together, which is very moving for me and very powerful. So I'm really looking forward to practicing for all of you and all of us together, and the whole world, of course, vowing to try and help all sentient beings. Reduce the suffering a little bit, perhaps, in our practice as we go along. But once again, just really the amazing connectedness I feel right now with everyone. It's really special. Thank you for coming.
Well, I just want to reiterate, I'm Peg, and I just want to reiterate what others have said in terms of the gratitude I feel for the years of hard work that has gone into creating this opportunity and the opportunities to come. And whether that's, from people who've served on the board or in other capacities for years on end, or if it's people who just come here today for the first time, there is this amazing feeling of connection. And in preparation for this, my friends and family, more about my Buddhist practice than I have in the last 15 years. And so it also feels like people who I normally don't have these conversations with, all of a sudden their ears have perked up and they're really interested and they're excited, and so the tendril is palpable. I mean, I can really feel it. And I also just want to say, we're going to be on retreat for this year. We're going to be living with people really we don't know very well. And just, I'm sure there'll be moments where we're kind of annoyed with each other. but this reminder in those moments of if we all went on a retreat together, that we wouldn't have a retreat. So it's this wonderful thing we're creating, and I just really deeply appreciate it.
All right, we're winding down. Anybody else in that room back there got something? Yes.
I'll talk really loud. Don't need to pass the mic.
Okay. Hello.
I made some notes. My name is David. I met Bryce when we were still kids, and here comes Bryce. But back then I noticed that wherever Bryce went, he brought a lot of light and humor to the world. And that's not uncommon among kids. But as we get older, it's common that a lot of that light kind of dissipates with age. And I know a big priority in your life has been to cherish that light and maintain it. So I wanted to say, on behalf of all the many people whose lives you've touched, we know that this next step for you is about embracing that light further and cherishing it further. And I want you to know there's a lot of us out there that are really grateful for what you do. And you're all very lucky. Take good care of my brother.
Thank you, David. Anybody else? Phew, there's a lot of energy. So maybe three things. Let's see if I can remember what they are. First thing we want to do is I'm going to start passing out this little prayer called the 8 Aspirations of a Great Being, and we wondered if you could share the pages and we could read it together. And then also after that, when that prayer is done, we will do something called dedicating the merit, which maybe also translates as sharing the goodness. And so we'll let Lama Michael lead that. And when that's done, so this is the third thing. So first thing is the prayer, and the second thing is dedicating the goodness or sharing the goodness. And the third thing that we'll do is when all of that's done, Michael will ring the bell 3 times. That's how we'll know when we're finished. And then we would like to ask everybody to back out of this room except the retreatants. And some people would like to shake your hand or give you a hug. Remember when you were married and you stood in line and people came by? Well, we don't need to do a formal line like that, but if you could stay put, there are some people who would like to offer you katas or just say goodbye. And I want you to know, if you only know one person and you came to give them a goodbye, you don't need to go down the whole line. You're welcome to, but it's also okay to go right for the middle of the line and see the person that you came to see. So right now the prayers are coming out, and it's a song. All right, so I guess we're going to do the song. It has music and not music, and Bryce set this to music at once. So Bryce, maybe if you could stand up.
I would love if Dora could do that. My
wish is
that Dora leads and I can harmonize.
Oh, cool. All right.
Not quite there yet, they're going
All right, good. I got to get ready.
Might need to share 3 or 4.
More?
I think I just did the first 2.
I'm back to you guys.
Hum along if you don't know. Are we ready? Oh, by the power of the truth and goodness of the refuges supreme, by virtuous actions and a motivation pure, may I with all my heart exert myself to remove the myriad sufferings of beings filling states by the excellence of virtuous activities of this world and beyond. May I, according to satisfy the hopes and aspirations of all beings. Oh, may my body, flesh and blood, everything I'm made of, contribute in the most appropriate way to the welfare of all sentient beings. Oh, may the suffering of beings, my previous mother's all, dissolve in me, dissolve in me, and may they have my virtues and joys. However long this world may last, oh, may I never have, even for a single moment's time, a malevolent thought toward another. May I always strive with energy for the welfare of beings, never my in times of sadness, exhaustion, or other obstacles. For those who hunger, those who thirst, for the needy and the poor, naturally lavish on them the abundance they wish for. Oh, may I bear the heavy load of the terrible suffering of peace, of the health and all the other realms, and may they all be free.
Medication.
By this virtue may I quickly realize Mahamudra and establish all beings without exception in this state. Thank you so much for coming. So retreatants, stay here. If you want to see a retreatant, come here, and otherwise go around the corner into the kitchen, and there are many different things to celebrate with, food and drink and all that sort of thing.
Just to get better. Or get the group shot. We need the one group shot for all. Best is out there at the ceremony. Then it'll be more, more focused. That'd be really nice. Like the bend spine or the gate. Good. You're doing. Well, we need to open the windows.
Hi. Oh.
Abby, she's volunteered to help with the yard stuff. And I know you've done stuff, and I thought you might be a good person to say, oh, these are the things to keep track of, or this is what needs to happen. She does a lot of it. But yeah, you can very good. Because I think you know better than I do. Like, okay, people should come in here. No, you know, that's my job. That's really but that's a good job. Maybe that's what I was talking about with both music. You can Adele always was the one who organized everything. Yeah, very tough. Are you a gardener? I am. I'm not an expert yet. I did great. What I don't know, I have. The only thing I think is going to be happening is I know it's a small area. Sonia a long time ago. My main thing is keeping these guys trimmed. Richardson 2 times a year. I wrote that, and the other thing was the dark time of the year. So are you guys like put together like a couple people that are okay then. Oh yeah. But then And when I get back here,